Story time.
Hey,
Story
hey,
time. Story time. All right. Welcome to Story.
Good Cabbage Patch.
Look, I still listen. That's why I keep it like Hitch when he said keep it here. I can keep it there. How many of y'all can just keep it at the 1 and the 2? You know, I don't throw too many moves in there. All right, welcome to Story Time, you all. It is 7:00. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Listen, I'm Bonnie. How you doing? This is Auntie Shelly on the beat.
Bump.
I love it. And listen, that's her government name. Listen, so we're gonna go ahead and go to the scripture, which is Psalms 34. So let me go ahead and pull it up. Hashtag C for Bible. All right, Psalms 34, and it reads, I will bless Yahweh at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in Yahuwah. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Oh, magnify Yahuwah with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought Yahuwah, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. They that look unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and Yahuwah heard him and saved him out of his troubles, out of all his troubles. The angels of Yahuwah encamps round about them that fear him and delivers them. Oh, taste and see that Yahuwah is good. Blessed is the man that trusts in him. Amen. May Yah add a blessing to the hearers and readers of his word. Amen. That was Psalms 34. I'm going to go ahead and put this phone on silent. Listen, are y'all enjoying?
Are you ready?
Oh, listen, I know last night we left you off with a nice little cliffhanger. I did post some words that I was unsure of, so I thought to share the definition of those words. So you kind of know, like if I run across, you can always look to the chat and find out what those words mean. All right, or you may not need to listen. You may not. All right, so we left off when when Adam and Eve had their first child. Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like this is the word man-child come from, because the brother came out of the womb. I don't know if he came out toddler. Right, came out of toddler. So I don't know if he came head first and he tumbled out of that thing, or if he slid like a slide, and ran, because he ran and got a blade of grass. Mm-hmm. So she pushed and that brother slid through and just started running and getting some blood. So that's where we left off. Said all that to say that.
And back then they which is how we still should be giving birth, everything came out, like what they call it after, but it wasn't no cutting no umbilical cord. Everything came out.
Well,
maybe he was dragging it behind.
Yeah, maybe.
It was flying like a kite.
Now I understand why she was like, listen, Adam, intercede for me.
This hurt.
I mean, I'm sure she can do what she's like. What, y'all giving birth to a baby? Listen, I can do that. I gave birth to a 3-year-old. I pushed out a whole 3-year-old.
Yeah.
3-year-olds run today. Okay. They walk and run. So that's where we left off. And so that's where we're going to pick up. All right. Let me see.
Yeah, gave it to his mom. I think you're on. And Adam carried Eve.
Yes. And are you on 502?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because I still don't see it.
Look, where's 3? Right here.
Okay, good. You guys, when you see the book, you'll understand my slight confusion. Bear with me. Yeah. All right. And Adam carried Eve. I bet I know she can't walk after that. And Adam carried Eve and the boy and led them to the east. And the Lord God sent divers seeds by Michael, the archangel, and gave to Adam and showed him how to work and till the ground, that they might have fruit by which they and all their generations might live.
Because remember, they couldn't find no food.
Yes, and remember, he did give them seeds when they left. Mm-hmm. He gave them seeds and spices, but maybe they didn't know what to do with them. Like, what? I beg for these, but what am I supposed to do with these? I do want to have I do want to share. Yesterday, I was mentioning about the angels, you all. I just want to make sure that we all understand that we are not supposed to worship the angels.
Right.
That we're always supposed to go to the Father. Look, just like Adam would go to the Father.
Mm-hmm.
Father, please send Michael. If it's your will, please send him. That way, we're not to have charge over the angels like that. We can't command Michael. I just want to bring that out. So always go to the Father. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to continue to read. For thereafter, Eve conceived and bare a son whose name was Abel. And Cain and Abel used to stay together. And Eve said to Adam, my Lord, while I slept, she was sleeping good, I saw a vision as it were the blood of our son Abel in the hand of Cain, who was gulping it down in his mouth. Therefore I have sorrow.
Ooh, that's a ooky dream.
That is this. I will have sorrow too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too. She says, okay, so therefore Eve conceived Abel. And then she said, and Cain and Abel used to stay together.
So they all used to live together.
Right.
In one house.
Right? Okay, so I was about to say, are they close in age or something like that? Like it sounded like.
They might be.
Yeah, like they were.
Remember they had how many kids? 90 kids?
They had like 60. 60.
They had
yeah,
6, because I think it was 30 and 30. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. And Adam said, alas, if Cain slew Abel, yet let us separate from them. So they were grown.
But she had the dream.
Yeah. Alas, if Cain slew Abel, yet let us separate them from each other mutually, and let us make for each of them separate dwellings.
But notice how Adam knew right away that means Cain is going to try to kill Abel.
Mm-hmm. And he was doing his best.
Inside, yeah.
Yeah, like making it like nonchalant, like, oh, we're just going to do this, not making it noticeable. Yeah. Like, oh, you go here. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was being smart about it. All right. And they made Cain a husbandman, but Abel they made a shepherd, in order that in this wise they might be mutually separated. And thereafter Cain slew Abel, but Adam was then 130 years old. But Abel was slain when he was 122 years. What did I just read?
Yeah. So, okay. So remember,
Adam was 132 and Brother Man was 122.
Because remember, Adam is created, as a whole person.
Okay.
Right. So remember, we got to do that count. Remember when they left the garden, they were there 7 years. Remember, they were there 7 years. And I think that's going to make up the, 122 and 130 is 7 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was 7 years younger than his son?
7 years older than his son. Because remember, their job was to multiply the earth. Because usually, when Adam was 1, he was a full-grown man. Because he was created full grown. He didn't go through baby years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't like he had a baby when he was 7. But he did.
Right. But he did.
But he did.
Gotcha. Anybody else caught that? Because I was just as confused. Like, what?
But he a grown man. 7.
Right.
Yeah.
She said, Auntie Linda said, I'm watching you on your TV. Oh, not the whole family looking at us. Hi, family. No. Okay. All right. Wow. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and thereafter, Adam knew his wife, and he begat a son and called his name Seth. Mm-hmm. And Adam said to Eve, behold, I have begotten a son in place of Abel, whom Cain slew. The nonchalant, or the who Cain slew. Like, it ain't a big deal that Cain killed your son.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think
I'm sure it is a big deal, but they in that time, what can you do about it?
Yeah, it's not going to bring Abel back.
Yeah. And they're closer to Yah, so they understand where Abel is. You know,
I got this.
like
See, it's kind of hard. I gotta not think of today's time, and I have to think of the time that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Adam had begotten Seth, and he lived 800 years and begot 30 sons and 30 daughters, in all 63 children, and they were increased over the face of the earth in their nation.
Okay, so after Cain, he had Abel. Then he had Seth. That's 3.
I
then
thought about
he had
that.
30 and 30.
Yes. So he still counted Seth. Abel.
Yes, because it is still their child.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was like, wait, 63.
Yeah.
But I had to think about it. And Adam said to Seth, "Hear, my son Seth, that I may relate to thee what I heard and saw after your mother and I had been driven out of paradise. When we were at prayer, there came to me." I'm sorry, the way it's written is
it's weird.
It's weird, okay? "When we were at prayer, there came to me Michael the archangel, a messenger of Yah. And I saw a chariot like the wind, and its wheels were fiery, and I was caught up into paradise of righteousness. And I saw the Lord sitting, and his face was flaming fire that could not be endured. And many thousands of angels were on the right and on the left of the chariot."
That chariot, man.
Listen, he said so nobody can endure his face. Look, He said, I couldn't even endure it.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw this, I was confused or confounded, and terror seized me, and I bowed myself down before Yah with my face to the earth. And Yah said to me, "Behold, thou diest, since thou hast transgressed the commandment of God, for thou didst hearken rather to the voice of thy wife, whom I gave into thy power, that thou mightest hold her to thy will. Yet thou didst listen to her, and didst pass by my word." By my word.
So basically telling Adam, it's time for you to leave here.
And this is a whole vision that Michael, this is a whole vision. So
Michael came to him,
in a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking he was telling him what happened.
Saying, and I was caught up into the paradise of righteousness. So Michael came and got him.
Oh, he got him. Michael got
chariot.
Him. Okay. Wow. And this is wild. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, he was snatched. He was caught up by Michael while he was kicked out of the garden.
Right. Caught up into the paradise of righteousness.
So this is when. That is. Oh, I get. Okay. So when I get to that point, I can explain why this makes more sense. All right. When I saw this, I read that. Let me see.
That's okay. Just start right there.
Okay. And when I saw this, I was confused, and terror seized me, and I bowed myself down before Yah with my face to the earth. And Yah said to me, "Behold, thou diest, since thou hast transgressed the commandments of Yah, for thou didst hearken rather to
So you did listen.
Okay, yeah. You did hearken rather to the voice of thy wife, whom I gave into thy power, that thou mightest hold her to thy will. Yet thou didst listen to her, and didst pass by my words. And when I heard these words of Yah, I fell prone on the earth and worshipped the Lord, and said, My Lord, all powerful and merciful Yah, holy and righteous one, let not the name that is mindful of thy majesty be blotted out, but convert my soul, for I die, and my breath will go out of my mouth. Cast me not out from thy presence, me whom thou didst form of the clay of the earth. Do not banish from thy favor him whom thou didst nourish."
So he's saying, okay, you telling me I'm about to leave here, but my soul, I need my soul to be with you.
Yeah, don't banish the soul.
Like you
created the soul.
Yeah. Please don't leave me
don't
here,
leave me.
Lord.
He was like, And lo, a word concerning thee came upon me, and the Lord said to me, Since thy days were fashioned, thou hast been created with a love of knowledge. Therefore there shall not be taken from thy seed forever the right to serve me. And when I heard these words, I threw myself on the earth and adored the Lord Yah, and said, Thou art the eternal and supreme Yah, and all creatures give thee honor and praise. Thou art the true light, gleaming above all lights, the living life, infinite mighty power. To thee the spiritual powers give honor and praise. Thou workest on the race of men the abundance of thy mercy. And I had worshipped the Lord. Straightway Michael, God, Archangel, seized my hand and cast me out of the presence of the paradise of vision.
Oh,
so it was a vision.
That's what that. Okay, so it's a place you go where.
No, because remember in the beginning they spoke of the Garden of Eden as paradise.
Right.
So he brought him back in the vision.
Oh, got
paradise.
it. But just in the vision, he didn't actually go back in. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Okay, and seized my hand and cast me out of the paradise of vision and of Yah's command. And Michael held a rod in his hand, and he touched the waters where were round about paradise, and they froze hard. So around it, like the border of the Garden of Eden, the water was frozen.
Okay, so remember, I think it was you that said it. Some man was talking about how he took the trip to the Antarctica. Somebody tells on top of the wall. He looked over
and it was nothing but land.
So he takes him out of paradise, and remember, it was frozen.
Yes,
it's still froze. Like that's Antarctica. So because it's around, like all Antarctica and all that is really like around the outer part. Like we're in the middle of the firmament, and the outer part is all frozen.
You know what? That could make sense why they have those the government officials guarding it.
Yeah, they don't want us to see it.
I think Becca and I and Abram, we were talking about that one day. But that makes sense. That could make sense. Then again, nobody knows where the Garden of Eden is, but that would be a great guess. That
because they are guarding it heavily. And it's that
like
that
you would be killed.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Planes shot.
They
down.
not playing with
They're
you.
Not playing.
They're not playing with you.
That makes sense. And it's still frozen.
It's still frozen. It don't thaw out. It ain't like it thawed a certain type of year and then
that ice was spoken to.
Wow. And then notice where it says where is it? It's a promise for us, and I saw right here. Since thy days were fashioned, this is Yah speaking to Adam. Thou hast been created with love, with the love of knowledge. Therefore, there shall not be taken from thy seed forever the right to serve me.
Oh, that's
he's saying your children are going to have the right to serve me. So don't worry about it. Like
they're going to have the right to serve me.
Yes, everything that comes out of you is going to have the right to. They may not all do it,
right?
But we have the right to. Yes.
Ooh, you better know your rights.
Okay. Know them biblical rights.
Right. Know them biblical rights. Okay. Let me see. And I went across, and Michael the Archangel went across with me, and he led me back to the place whence he had caught me up. Hearken, my son Seth, even to the rest of the secrets and sacraments that shall be, which were revealed to me when I had eaten of the tree of the knowledge. Listen, this is so good right here. And knew and perceived what will come to pass in this age. What in a bracket it says what God intends to do to his creation of the race of man. The Lord will appear in a flame of fire, and from the mouth of his majesty he will give commandments and statutes. From his mouth will proceed a two-edged sword in the bracket. Okay. And they will sanctify him in the house of a habitation of his majesty.
So Adam is basically telling Seth, one day they're going to have laws. He's going to write down those laws, the two-edged sword. Remember, that's the word. So they're going to have all these things. They're going to have a place to worship me. They're going to have a law to go by. They're going to know. So don't die thinking, even though we did mess up, don't die thinking that, all your children just going to get it wrong and going to be as miserable as y'all.
Right.
Even though we kind of are, we just don't know it. We not going to know till we get to paradise, but then we're going to forget this. We're going to have it so good. We're going to forget all this crazy stuff.
I'm not even going to remember it. Amnesia on purpose. Okay?
Yeah, right.
I don't remember that.
What? I used to live where? In Antioch. What's an Antioch?
I'm big pinkies up. What's that?
What's in Antioch?
What's a California?
Don't know.
Don't know. All right. So when he bought that, so when he bit that fruit of knowledge, the tree eaten from the tree of knowledge, he kind of saw what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, like a little Enoch.
Yeah. Yeah. He the first one.
Wow.
But even Enoch saw more things than Adam, but still.
Man,
but
it's like Adam was the forefront. Like Adam was
he was the first prophet.
Yeah, first prophet. Yes. Yep. All right. So right now he's kind of like prophesying to his son what's to happen. Okay. So habitation of his majesty, and he will show them the marvelous place of his majesty. And then they will build a house to the Lord their God in the land which he shall prepare for them, and there they will transgress his statutes, and their sanctuary will be burnt up, and their land will be deserted, and they themselves will be dispersed. Come on, Adam.
Shut up.
That's what I'm saying. He was prophesying.
Shut up. About us.
Excuse me, y'all. Y'all involved in this too.
About us.
About us. We just having a whole private conversation. Welcome to StoryTime. Listen, y'all got that though? Listen, didn't he say like wasn't the temple like destroyed and they put animals in there that wasn't supposed to?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he's talking about all of this
because he's saying they're gonna go to a land that I'm gonna prepare for them. That's when we went into the land the first time out of Egypt, and he said, but they're gonna act up. And I'm gonna have to disperse them.
This is Adam telling Seth what's to come.
Your grandpa telling your other grandpa.
Right.
This your two grandpas talking.
Oh, listen, you can get all in this conversation. All right. So it says, he shall prepare for them there that they will transgress his statutes, and their sanctuary will be burnt up, and their land will be deserted. Who occupy them? And they themselves will be dispersed, because they have kindled the wrath of Yah. And once more he will cause them to come back from their dispersion, and again they will build the house of Yah. In the last time, the house of Yah will be exalted greater than of old. And once more iniquity will exceed righteousness. And thereafter Yah will dwell with men on earth in visible form. So you're going to be able to take on his look. It's not like how Adam saw
see him, right?
Yeah, and he couldn't bear it.
Yeah.
Or Moses couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And then because Adam said too, he said his face was fiery and he couldn't look at it. And then righteousness will begin to shine, and the house of Yah will be honored in the age, and their enemies will no more be able to hurt the men who are believing in God. And God will stir up for himself a faithful people who he shall save for eternity, and the impious shall be punished. And again, that's one of those words. So anyone that lack reverence or respect for
sinners.
Yeah.
You go into the lake of fire.
This is crazy.
Do you see that's the history of the world in a few paragraphs?
Yeah.
But it's our history.
It's our history.
In a few paragraphs.
And it's everything that we have seen.
So if like 80% of this has happened already.
Right,
we're just
that's
waiting
what
for
I'm
that
saying.
So if if all that was true, and just think, even if this book was only written 500 years ago, even though it was, but people try to say that, I forgot it.
Right.
Well, how is it so accurate?
It's so accurate.
How is it so accurate, but yet it's not God breathed or God ordained or God whatever they try to say, or Yah from Yah? You right, it ain't God breathed, it's Yah breathed. Like
right.
It's too precise.
Everything
it's too precise.
Oh my God. Just want to say, Tamar, she said Adam was the first prophet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yep.
Listen, this is so crazy.
Yep.
Let me see. By punished, so the impious shall be punished by Yah their king. The men who refuse to love his law, heaven and earth, nights and days, and all creatures shall obey him. and not overstep his commandment. Men shall not change their works, but they shall be changed from forsaking the law of the Lord.
That's the end time. We ain't got to worry
Wow,
about
we ain't got
hospital
to
no
worry
more. He
about it.
locked up.
That's right. We won't have to worry about it. We won't be forsaking the law. Wow. It'd be truly written in our hearts, in our inward parts.
Yep.
Therefore, the Lord shall repel from himself the wicked, and the just shall shine like the sun in the sight of Yah. And in that time shall men be purified by water from their sins. But those who are unwilling to be purified by water shall be condemned. And happy shall the man be who has ruled his soul when the judgment shall come to pass, and greatness of Yah be seen among the men, and their deeds be inquired into by Yah the judge. So he's saying those that, well, this is my interpretation. Yes. Those, it says, happy that is the man that ruled his soul. The one that what's the word that I'm looking for?
Give me a hint.
I know. Self-control.
Like, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Something along that line that controlled his human emotion, his fleshly emotion, and kept him subjected. Subjected his soul. So happy is that man. Is that man when the judgment happened? You're gonna be like, oh, I think Yah kept them commandments.
Yep. Kept that Torah.
I thank him that I kept them feast days. You're going to be excited, okay? That's my interpretation, but if you have a different interpretation.
That's it. Because those wicked, those, not looking good for them. Just like we read about it, Enoch, not looking good for you. Better keep that Torah. Don't let people tell you it's no good, it's old-fashioned, it's the Old Testament.
It don't take all that.
Yeah, right.
It take all of that.
It don't take all that for you to burn either.
Right.
Because fire hot. It don't take all that. It ain't gonna take all that screaming and hollering when you get thrown in there. Listen, it ain't gonna take all that. Because ain't nothing gonna change.
Ain't nothing gonna change.
Go ahead, Adam.
I know, I'm so proud of him. Look at him. You better prophesy. Okay, after Adam was 930 years old, since he knew that his days were coming to an end, he said, let all my sons assemble themselves to me, that I may bless them before I die and speak with them. You know, you don't hear a lot of that when the father passed on, the grandparents. You don't hear this day in this generation, the father, if they have time, passing on orally blessings.
That actually happened to me, not somebody in my family. Our old pastor, Reverend Phillips, who was there, he went in the hospital. He had cancer and stuff, right? And when he was doing this, it was bothering me a lot. Like, he would call certain people to the hospital and tell them what to do. Only certain people he called, though. And why I got to be one of them?
Because you Auntie Shelly on the beat, but bump.
Child, he was like, when I leave here, and I was like, but you're going nowhere. You're, at the time, believing in the rapture. I'm like, you're living until the rapture. I already asked. He was like, when I leave here.
Because I know how this body feels.
I know how this is going to go. When I leave here, don't you let nobody... he said joker, don't you let any old joker come walking up into that church saying certain things or doing something. He made me like head of like the program committee, make sure this go right. He like gave me all these rules, right? And so I followed them. I did. That's why I got kicked out.
Hopefully nobody from your old church is watching it.
I don't care. That's what happened. Like, and that's what I did. I followed y'all's commandments. I did what he told me to do. And then they was like, if you gonna say Yahuwah, Yahushua, you can't teach here no more. And I was okay. I'm out. Sorry.
Is that my exit?
I guarded it though. I guarded it.
Right. That's what we do. I do remember like my old pastor, he before he passed, senior, he did like let me out of the youth, he would let me come. And I remember seeing him, he was like, don't be afraid of me, baby.
See?
And I don't know what our conversation was because I was young, But yeah, I did have that moment with him.
So you get one of the called out.
One of the called out ones. Yeah,
you called out.
Yeah. Until Linda said, we out. She spaced that word out.
Oh,
The U ain't touching the O and the T ain't touching the U, baby. She
Linda
said
left. Linda left so fast. She didn't even leave no smoke. I was like, what?
She was the Flash, honey. She was the Flash.
She ran like, what was the son? I think it was Naphtali or whichever one that was running on the wheat and the wheat. That's how Linda got goes. I was like,
she ran on premium gas. Not
her and Sheila. I'm like, okay.
Listen, we all family. Listen. All right, let me go back. Let me get back. All right, and they were assembled in 3 parts before his sights. So they came in 3 parts. Mm-hmm. Is that okay? In the house of prayer, where they used to worship the Lord. Yeah, so they
had a place set aside to
and
worship.
they had a relationship with Yah.
Yep.
And they asked him, saying, "What concerns thee, Father, that thou shouldest assemble us? And why doest thou lie on thy bed?" Then Adam answered and said, "My sons, I am sick and I'm in pain." And all his sons said to him, "What does that mean, Father? This illness and pain?" Question mark.
Yeah, and the fact that they was like, "Why are you laying on a bed?"
Yeah, it was unusual to them.
Cool one day, and then the next day,
I think it hit him when the angel came and snatched him. Mm-hmm. It hit him like that's when he was stricken in pain.
Yeah,
because he had to be up running around.
Yeah, and for them to think something was unusual.
Yeah, like why are you laying in the bed?
Or they wouldn't have been like, "Why are you laying down? What is this
that?
Illness and pain? What
is that? What are you speaking of? Is this what they call the speaking of tongues? I'm joking. I kid. All right. Then said Seth, his son, "Oh my Lord." That's what it said. "Oh my Lord. Mm-hmm. Perchance thou hast longed after the fruit of paradise, which thou was wont to eat, and therefore thou layest in sadness." Oh, he's saying what you want to eat, like you desire to eat, and that's why you're laying in bed, and that's why you're sad. Like perhaps you're not sick, you just sad
because you want that.
Because you want the fruit.
And remember, that's what we read in that one, so that that picks it up a little bit right here too. Yeah.
Let's see. "Tell me, and I will go to the nearest gates of paradise and put dust on my head and throw myself down on the earth before the gates of paradise and lament and make entreat to Yah with loud lamentations. Perchance he will hearken to me and send his angel to bring me the fruit for which thou hast longed for." Or longed.
Longed, yeah.
Okay. Adam answered and said, "No, my son, I do not long for this, but I feel weakness and great pain in my body." Seth answered, "What is pain, my Lord Father? I am ignorant, but hide it not from us, but tell us about it."
What
is this? I don't know I cannot relate. I can't even act like I can relate. I don't know.
Yes.
You got to tell us about what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm. And I think Seth got it just a little bit, not messed up, but a little confused. Like, what Adam really wanted was his whole lifestyle back, not just a piece of fruit. Like, a piece of fruit is not about to change.
Yeah, he wanted his position back.
Yes, he wanted his righteousness back. He wanted,
He wanted to be trusted by the Most High again, you know? But he understood what he lost. Mm-hmm. See, and Adam answered and said, "Hear me, my son. When Yah made us, me and your mother, and placed us in the paradise and gave us every tree bearing fruit to eat, he laid us a prohibition. There you go.
In other words, told us something not to do.
Yeah. On us concerning the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is in the midst of paradise, saying, do not eat of it. But Yah gave a part of paradise to me and a part to your mother. The trees of the eastern parts and the north, which is over against Aquilo, he gave to me."
That's a place.
That's a place.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And to your mother he gave the part of the south and the western part. Moreover, God, Yah the Lord gave us 2 angels to guard us.
They each had 2 angels.
They had 2 angels. See how it fills in the story?
Mm-hmm. Gives more details.
Yeah, gives more detail. To guard us. The hour came when the angel had ascended to worship in the sight of Yah. Forthwith the adversary, the devil, found an opportunity while the angel were absent, and the devil led your mother astray to eat of the unlawful and forbidden tree. And she did eat and gave to me. Snatched her attention and her focus on what she was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately the Lord Yah was wroth with us. And the Lord said to me, in that thou hast left behind my commandments and hast not kept my word, which I confirmed to thee, behold, I will bring upon thy body 70 blows with divers griefs. Shalt thou be tormented, beginning at thy head and thy eyes and thy ears down to thy nails on thy toes. You ain't playing. And the other,
I never noticed that.
And the other book says 70 strokes, but it's telling you in more detail what he's talking about.
What he's talking about, yeah.
And then it says, he said, even the nails on your toes.
Not the toenails.
The toenails. Listen, you about to have fungus, okay? Your toes about to be black in a minute.
Oh.
Let's see. And then he says, and in every separate limb, these has Yah appointed for chastisement, and these things have the Lord sent to me and to all of our race.
Everybody.
He said,
blows.
He said, because you left it.
Mm-hmm.
You left what I told you to do what your wife said. Oh man, that's crazy. Thus spake Adam to his sons, and he was seized with violent pains. So right after when he was telling them, he was experiencing it just like that.
Yep.
And he cried out with a loud voice, what shall I do? I am in distress. So cruel are the pains with which I am beset. And when Eve had seen him weeping, she also began to weep herself and said, O Lord, my God, hand over to me this pain, for it is I who sinned. And Eve said to Adam, my Lord, give me a part of thy pains, for this hath come to thee from fault of mine.
You know what I just thought about with Adam's pain? Because right now, Eve's not going through no pain.
No,
but
everything.
She had it in childbirth.
Yeah. This
is Adam's pain and her pain because she had 63 kids.
Right. Yeah, she felt that thing.
Man, if I was Eve, I had no more kids.
First off, after Cain started running, we was like, no, ma'am. No, sir.
She has 63 kids. That's 63 instances of that pain. And now Adam gets his pain at the end.
Oh, man.
So everybody got pain.
Everybody. Let's see. And Adam said to Eve, rise up and go with my son Seth to the neighborhood of paradise, so the border, and put dust on your heads and throw yourselves on the ground and lament in sight of Yah. Perchance he will have pity upon you and send his angel across to the tree of his mercy, whence floweth the oil of life, and will give you a drop. All he wants is a drop.
A drop.
Listen.
A drop of mercy.
A drop.
But I just tripped. There's a tree of mercy. So we got a tree of life. We got a tree of mercy. And a tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
A tree of his mercy.
And so the tree of mercy was locked up back there too. He extends his mercy to us, but it's a tree with the oil.
This weather must be real good because that drop ain't going to dissipate. What is that when that air?
He said it only take a drop.
It only take a drop. Listen. To anoint me with it, and that I may have rest from these pains by which I am being consumed. This is something very important, what Auntie Shelley on the beat said. He couldn't get that because he was still in a fallen state. And if the Most High would have gave him that drop of oil, he would have been that way for eternity. Right?
Yep. And one thing I just think of, because I remember you telling me you just watched Narnia. And The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Remember, Lucy had the little. All it took was a drop.
All it took was a drop. And how they kept referring to the characters, the white characters,
wrong color.
Lies. But anywho, they was like, "Are you the son of Adam? Are you the daughter of Eve?" I was like, they know our stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff. If you haven't seen that Narnia, watch it again, and you'll see it. Especially if you in truth, you be like, they got our scriptures. All right. Then Seth. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then Seth and his mother went off towards the gates of paradise, and while they were walking, lo, suddenly there came a beast.
Remember we read about that one. Mm-hmm. For those of you who didn't catch it now.
Okay. So a serpent and attacked and bit Seth. And as soon as Eve saw it, she wept and said, "We're gonna have to finish tomorrow."
Sorry. Time's up.
Time's up, baby.
It's life.
Because this version is real petty. And I wasn't going to get into and then have to stop. So I had to stop then. And said, we're going to have to finish tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow we are on StoryTime at 5 p.m. to 5:30. So if I'm in mid-sentence, 5:30, I'm off.
Another cliffhanger.
Because we got to hit up Auntie Shelly on the beat. But bump, Enoch discussion on Zoom. So we will see you all tomorrow. Auntie Linda said, nah.
Because they don't have this book. They can't read it. Right. I think Sheila's the only one that got this book.
Yes. And then Tim said, we going to fight. Sorry. Because listen, that beast gets, that beast is mad. Let me just tell y'all. I wanted to see that Eve chopped him up.
Who wrote that?
No, wait, what? I want to see that Eve chopped him up. Oh no, she.
Don't tell them that they're trying to get hints.
Eve did something.
She did something all right.
Because she got you missing. Listen, we're gonna find out what happened to Eve and how. And all we know is Seth he got bit.
He got bit by the serpent.
I'm pretty sure he won't turn into no zombie though. He good.
Yeah, he good.
Yeah,
he good.
Well, we'll finish this out. Be sure to like this video and to share it with your friends. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For those who are watching outside of California, I don't know.
Yeah, but right.
See you later.
Bye-bye. Bye. Girl, you be